Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this wonderful world. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Yeah, the action hasn't stopped. We're going to keep going, bringing you live and exclusive news. I said we'd bring some more exclusive news, and we have it. We have with us the head coach from Derby, from Prospects Boxing, or Prospects ABC, may I say, Asgar Tair.
How are you, Ingram? You okay, pal?
I'm good, Asgar. How are we doing?
Excellent. Thanks for having me on, sir.
No problems. I promised. I said to stick to my word. I said that I would get back in contact with you. I had a previous engagement, as they said. There was a Povetkin fight on the sparring session with Povetkin and Hammer.
Yeah.
And then I just spoke to Billy Nelson for an hour. So forgive me for not getting back sooner. So I thought as soon as I did that, I'd reach out to you to find out if my man was still up and alive and awake. And he
Yep.
was. So
Yep.
we're
Yep.
in touch so we can kick things off. For those people who don't know who you are, because we have an international audience that's always changing, remind people who you are, a little bit of background to who you are and what you've done.
Hi, my name's Asgar. I'm a professional and amateur boxing coach. I run Prospects ABC. I've done a few professional work, trained a few boxers, cornered a few boxers. Up and coming coach, to be fair.
Okay, so the situation we left it the last time was November the 28th or 29th. You guys were told you have to get up and leave your gym, and that was the last day, and you closed your doors. And you said to me that the council had spoken to you and it told me you on non-certain terms that they had found accommodation or found a new place for you to look out. December the 9th was the date you were going to go and see the gym and see what was going on. So all things sound pretty good. The Derby Council said they were going to help out. There are other people saying they might help there and there. Where are we?
Not good news, to be fair. What happened was I was told by the council there was a possible place available. I spoke to a spokesperson who said, yep, the place is there for you. So I double confirmed it with them. And this is, yep, you're good to go. So I gave up the premises we was in rather than go for a lengthy court case or court deal. I thought, you know what, here's the keys, take it, I've got a place. I was told to go see them on the 9th. By chance, I was in a DW Sports jacuzzi, and I'm speaking to this old Asian fella, and he goes, "Oh, son, what do you do?" I've told him I run a boxing club, and he goes, "Oh, wow, we've got a centre." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "We own a centre in Normanton Park, and you know, if you want to use that, we can share accommodation." And I was like, "Well, what's your name?" He goes, "My name's Mr. Danda." And this was the guy that I was waiting on. They had told me that he was abroad in India, but in fact he was actually in Derby. And fate brought us together. And he goes, "Look, I've never told the council that there was a place available. I never told him I wanted to vacate. And in a way, you're getting these stories from. Long story short, it was all a lie. You know, we had no place to go. We'd already vacated the premises we had. We thought we had this new premises. It was all lies again, just time wasting from certain people in the council.
Are we,
But
are we at the point in time we can start naming names, Asgard? Because enough is enough.
Well, no, you know, because there is one person that's really trying. There is one person that's really trying. He
Well,
actually.
let's talk about the person that's trying then.
The problem I've got right now. This guy wants to be kept hush hush. Genuinely wants to be kept because he really is pulling this. He really is trying his best, and he was, you know, ticked off. I generally cannot mention his name at the moment.
Okay.
But generally can't.
Okay. So let's go for the process. So you've talked to people at the council. The council, who's the person you spoke to at the council that said, "Oh yeah, well we've got something lined up for you"? Who's that person that said that?
No, it was somebody from the place that we was going to looking to take over, a
Yes.
spokesman. He had approached the council to say, "Look, we want to vacate this premises, and it's all yours to give." So it was no fault of the council; it was the people at the centre. Now, they couldn't do nothing unless the head, whether the contract was on, the lease was on, he had the final say. So the committee tried to give up the property, but they didn't inform the main director, and that was where the confusion was. So, in fair, it wasn't really the council's fault. But my argument with the council is, look, are you telling me in Derby there's only one place available? There's so many places available, but the problem with the council is They want to sell the properties. They make out they're in debt. They make out there's no money. And even the other day, we hear there's like a £50 million spending fee that they've not even touched. But again, it's just what it is. Councils, it's only when it's elections that you hear from them. But you know what it is, to be fair, everything's worked out better. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds completely mad. But since I've given up that gym, I feel so good. I've got my life back. I get time to spend with my family, see my friends, travel the country. I'm more on things like it's just great. It's a great feeling. So what I do at the moment without the gym, I just get 2 cars, whichever boxes are serious, load them all up, and we go to whatever gym's available. Even if we have to pay, say, £25 for an hour, even if we have to pay £10, £20 of petrol, so be it. At least we're still training. But I'm actually enjoying it. I'm not worried about the cold. I'm not worried about the bills. I'm just getting on with what I love, boxing.
So what's the game plan moving forward? What's the gateway to these pathway to these 100 kids that are now out without a club? What happens to them? Where's the pathway to them? Those young people would be boxing, not on the streets. You're looking after them. They're training with you. What happens now?
It's sad because a lot of them have called me to say, look, what do we do? We don't want to go to another club. We don't know what to do. They're all waiting on me. And I'm trying to say, look, come meet us at the park. Let's go for a jog. Let's go for a run. But because of the bad weather, it's really difficult. But I am trying to give each and every kid time. But like I'm going to lose most of them because of the time scale. Nothing's going to be done within 2-3 weeks. No way. It's just a sad state of affairs. There's literally nothing I can say or do. It really is that sad. I feel ashamed because...
Can you move outside of Derby and might find somewhere local to Derby, just outside of Derby, that you could use as a gym and
yes,
relocate there?
It's a bit difficult because it's the kids that have to travel to us.
Yeah, but if the kids are, but the parents of the kids are prepared to do that. If you're just outside Derby, I'm sure they're prepared to do that because they know what you're about.
Yeah, for a small percentage, it's good. But we're talking about those that are on the street that come from broken homes. They can't travel. They haven't got the parents that are there that are supporting them. This is the problem we have. Obviously, we can do a small minority, but we're talking about the majority here. We're talking about people who are involved in gang culture, drug problems, mental health issues, problems at school, domestic violence, domestic abuse. These are the kids that we're talking about, and they don't have forms of transport. But what's sad is I feel like I've let them down. I generally do feel like I've let them down because there's nothing I can physically do. If I had a minibus, I could pick every single one of them up. But it is what it is. I can dedicate my time to them, but what can I do without? I'm not getting the support I thought I'd get. It is sad, but it is what it is.
So what happens? So if you went back to the council Monday morning and said, "This is the situation. I've got no gym. I've got these kids." Can you get a petition going? Can you rally around and get a petition going?
Yes.
And then take the petition and go towards the Houses of Parliament, and then go towards number 10 with it.
It still wouldn't change a thing because the last time I threatened to do that, what they said is there's enough clubs for these kids to go to. There are enough clubs, and this is the problem. I've tried to rent out places, and people are asking for like £600 a month, £1,000 a month, and I'm like, wow, where do you think we're going to get this kind of money from? To some, it's a lot of money, but for someone who's got a wife, kids, and a lot of outgoings, it's a lot of money for me. And
what about building a partnership within a school, building a boxing academy within a school? Could you do that?
Well, I actually teach at the Derby University. I run a club there, but they're not giving the money towards it. I just use a little hall. And
well, could you set an academy up after school, like for 2-3 hours after school, where you could run a program there for boxing in the community, so you could still run that program as a boxer and build it from there? Could you do that?
Not really, because you've got to have a ring there, you've got to have the bags there, and with schools, what they do is they need that space. So once you put it up, you've got to take it back down. And all we're going to get is flimsy equipment. You know, I want to take this boxing serious. I want champions.
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that.
Believe me, Ingram, I've tried everything. You've done everything. You know, it is what it is, and it's, you know, what God wills, God gives. You understand? So it is in God's hands, and all I can do is just try my best, and I'm still trying my best. I'm still giving my time.
But you see, the thing is, elections are going to come round again. These
Yeah,
people need to be exposed for the lies that they are, the stuff that they've done. So next time elections come, they become unelectable because of their track history of breaking promises. So you've got to put the foot down somewhere along the line because they'll do it again.
absolutely. But the thing I'm doing is I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on what the council or the cabinets are going to come back to me with this week, because they generally do understand that I'm in a situation. The problem they've got is finding a suitable place or a place. Now I've told them I don't care what they give me, even if it's derelict, even if it's condemned. I don't care. I will do it all up, because it cannot be worse than what we had and what we're used to. So it can only get better for us. To be fair, any
So
place is better.
have you personally gone around researching and looking for places that are potential
Yes.
you could have, and then say,
Yep.
look, this is what we've got, this is what we could get,
Yes. I've been
and
all over.
what's happened so far with it?
You know, they were saying, "Oh, it's condemned," or we're looking to sell it, or we're. It's, to be honest with you, they're trying to sell everything rather than lease it out. That's all they're doing. They're revaluing the properties and see what's the best thing for the council. It's not about the people. It's about boosting up the council's funding. It's sad, to be fair.
Okay, and all the parents, what the parents said. If all those parents together got united together, what would happen?
I think that's what it is. But the problem we've got is they don't. They know the predicament. Um, believe me, I'm as baffled as you. I'm seriously baffled. I've tried everything. We've gone on petitions. We've gone, you know, standing outside the council house. We've gone to
Right.
the pay.
Have you done a video documentary of this situation?
Yes, we have. It's on YouTube. It's been on TV. We really have. We've
Have you
done.
all the all of we could talk to some of the we could talk to some of the young people, we could talk to the adults and the effect it's had, what you've done as a trainer. At least we can put it there, something that you can put up.
They are fully aware. It's been on the Derby Telegraph have been very supportive, especially with you linking them on Twitter, social media. They have been very supportive, and they really praise what we do. So there have been a lot of support from BWTM. There's been a lot of support, and the sad point is it's the council that we're relying on. I think if somebody spoke to the council or the council that I'm dealing with, because I could forward you their number, and so I could say, look, what's going off?
I think that might be the next step
I think that would be a lot better, a lot easier.
because we'd like to know what's going on. Maybe I need to pay a little visit to you up in Derby.
Absolutely, that'd be brilliant. Even just to come down and see what's happening anyway, because we've got some super talent, and these are the future of boxing. I really do believe it.
Yeah, what young lad I saw the other day looked like a young Prince Nazim Hamed.
Oh yeah, Ali Tazim, this guy, he's phenomenal. He's gonna be something special.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, let's talk about other things. Let's talk about boxing. I'm going to use the F word on the channel. Said I wouldn't, but I'm going to use the F word. The F word being TF, meaning the Mac, meaning Tyson Fury, the return of the
Yeah,
Mac. Where do we begin? The big man is on his way back. The UCAD situation. What are your thoughts on that UCAD situation?
I'm glad it seems to be sorted out, but I really don't know what's going off. That's their own personal issues. But one thing we know is he seems a lot jolly. I was with Tyson the other day, which was great, very good. Had a good talk with him. It was just he was in high spirit. He was just excited to be back. What he's doing. He's lost a lot of weight. The hunger's there. The crowd, the people, they love him. You know, we was in Wolverhampton, and someone had the video somewhere. I'll have to dig it out, but They love him. You go to any city, any race, wherever, they all love him. You just don't realize how popular Tyson is and what he means for the people. It's just great.
So now this thing with the sports personality of the year, the whole thing that got hushed up about Eddie Chambers and Anthony Joshua. Do you think that's because of the sports personality of the year?
Absolutely, because they're trying to gift it to AJ. What we do know is they're just trying to make him feel nice. But having heard what Frank Warren had to say today was pretty interesting, because he says the rumours are that AJ's contract's up. Can Eddie Hearns afford to keep him? Especially with BT Sports now having a platform with Sky Sports. See, it just gets bigger and bigger for Box Nation, BT Sports, Frank Warren, and Sky Sports Boxing. Now it's all about money for AJ. Would he be tempted away by money? It seems he would, because it's all about money. It's just interesting. It really is interesting.
What about AJ becoming a TMT fighter, joining Al Heyman?
Why not, if that's where the money's at? But the problem you've got with Al Heyman is Al Heyman makes Al Heyman money. There could be big figures on the table. Whether you're going to get a percentage of that, that's another question.
So yeah, but I did make a statement a while back. I said that AJ, I can see AJ starting his own promotional company and saying goodbye to Mr. Eddie Hearn. How many other fighters have done it in the past?
A lot, and it's all gone downhill from. Prince Nassim tried it downhill. Well, Ricky Hatton's been successful. I know Amir Khan tried it. Whether it was successful or not, I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it?
Floyd Mayweather, successful.
Yeah, ish.
Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar pulled away from Bob Arum and then successful. Floyd Mayweather used the same blueprint, was successful. Conor McGregor used the same blueprint and became successful. Manny Pacquiao didn't use the blueprint, and he's still with Bob Arum and still being used as a.
We're talking an Englishman in America. We're talking Anthony Joshua. Is he really as popular as people really make him out to be? Or, you got the Stub, is it StubHub?
Yes.
You practically look like they're giving away tickets to make the arenas look busy. The point I've got is, how many fights has AJ really got? Is he really a good investment? Is he looking to cap? I don't think he understands it too much. I think he needs a change. Then again, I think if he leaves Eddie Hearns, and Eddie Hearns can't afford for him to go, I think he'll probably stay with Eddie Hearns. I'd love for him to join Frank Warren. It'd be brilliant. I would love that.
What would happen if he joined Frank Warren?
Then you'd have a super fight. Then I can honestly say we'd probably see Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. With Eddie Hearns, with AJ, he ain't going to give up his cash cow, is he? We all know he's not going to beat Tyson, and Eddie Hearns knows it. AJ knows it. Why even risk fighting the guy who's going to dethrone you or take back the belts? Whereas with Frank Warren, it's will be a 50-50 split. It'll be easy to make, and it'll be global. Everybody will be clear figures, straight up. It'll be great.
Okay, so let's talk about other things. We'll talk about the back to Fury for a second. Hughie Fury. Where does he go? I'm not too keen on this Dillian White fight, to be honest. I think that it's
I think it's a good fight. No. I think it's a good fight. I do.
A good fight for Hughie, not a good fight for Dillian White.
Okay, Dillian White obviously wants AJ. Yeah, AJ will most likely not take the risk. It looks like Parker versus AJ is definitely going to happen. Looks like it's going to happen in March. Dillian White's WBC #1 in mandatory.
Yes.
Okay, so for Hughie Fury, like you said, it's a great platform. It then shows you who's ready.
Yes.
But for Dillian White, at least he's got a name to box. You see where I'm coming from? Because make no mistake, Hughie Fury is a threat. He's a genuine threat. Now, domestically, you've got to clear up. Now, for Dillian White, domestically, who's there? It's Hughie Fury, David Hay, I think he's past him. Tony Bellew, one, two more fights left in him. Is he really a heavyweight? Possibly. Who else is there? The rest of them are just domestic fighters that are coming up. You've got Nathan Gorman, Nick Webb. You've got Dubois, Daniel Dubois. These guys are in their own little group at the moment.
Yeah.
So for Dillian White, I think it's a good move just to clear up domestically. You know what? We've gone above that. And for Hughie Fury, it's a great fight to come back and to show, look, I'm in the mix. No matter what you want to think about the Parker fight, even though I think Hughie should have got the decision,
Yeah.
I think he did. I think he did enough to win, and he should have won. But obviously, the power, the forces, behind the scenes, for whatever reason, the decision wasn't given. Yes, we know Hughie Fury could have done a lot more. Of course, he could have done a lot more, but he still did enough to win. Because I can't remember Parker landed some clear shots on Hughie, probably once, twice. But look how many times Hughie hit him, connected with him. It shouldn't have been a robbery. I think it was a robbery.
Absolutely, it was. People. There are some people that saying that Hughie didn't put enough work in, and you've got
okay.
the champion.
Let's define boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not the art of hitting and
not get hit?
Exactly. It just baffles me. The art of boxing, and that was a boxing masterclass because he hit and didn't get hit.
That's true. Absolutely true. I mean, sometimes you have to ask some of these guys who talk about boxing: are they actually talking boxing, or they're talking street fighting, or talking a barroom brawl? They want
are we talking people that don't really understand boxing?
You could have a valid point there as well.
That's just my opinion. What do I know?
But the thing is, I don't see the logic in for Dillian White. Why is he fighting Hughie Fury? He's WBC #1 contender. Surely he should be.
No. Hughie called out Dillian White, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Dillian White's accepted. That's all it is. Dillian White's he's a boxer. He's not going to turn away from anything.
But strategically, that's not smart.
But what else has Dillian White got to do right now?
Miller, maybe.
Is it really a big seller?
But is Hughie Fury a big seller?
Domestically, yeah. Domestically, will be a lot of interest. And it would be pay-per-view. It would be pay-per-view. Hughie Fury versus Dillian White.
On what platform?
What do you mean? What platform?
What platform is he going to be fighting on? Is that going to be a Sky fight? Is that going to be a Warren fight? Is that going to be a Hennessy fight?
Well, that's where they're all going to have to sit down and work it out. I think. Well, I don't know. But see, I don't know. I know they're with Hennessy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that. I don't know who they're with, but I'm sure it can happen. MTK will get involved. I'm sure it can happen.
Okay. But yeah, see, even you're scratching your head because see, you're scratching your head because Hughie fought on YouTube the last time I remembered.
Yeah, was it a success?
You've got to be honest.
No, I don't think it really was. But was it a pioneering move? Was it like something that will?
But according to Dave Higgins, he more or less called it a disaster. In as much words, when I spoke to him, he called it a disaster on YouTube. He said, we had not much control of that, but
listen, it was a risk that was taken, and sometimes you've got to take risks. And like he says, it probably was a disaster. But the point is, it won't be on YouTube. I can't see it being on YouTube again. And if they've called out Dillian White, and I think Dillian White brings more to the table. Probably, I don't know, probably Sky, probably.
Sky. Well, if it's Dillian White, it's Sky, isn't it? Because he's an action fighter.
Yeah.
I can't see Dillian White going on YouTube pay-per-view.
It'll definitely be Sky pay-per-view, I think. And that way everybody gets paid good. And then we'll have a good fight domestically because it's like Dillian White said. He says, at first when he called out Huey, they says we don't box friends. And what he's saying now is, well, you've called me out. Where's the friendship gone now? You see
Yeah,
my point? And it's a
yeah, yeah.
valid point, take nothing away from Dillian. I do like Dillian White. But I do believe Huey beats him. That's just my opinion. I do genuinely believe Huey Fury will beat Dillian White easily. And it's sad for me because, one thing I've always wanted was Huey to fulfill what I've seen. I know he could be world champion. He should have been world champion. And I think with Dillian White, this is his way back in.
You'll be glad to know that I'll be talking to the boss tomorrow. So,
Peter.
yes.
He's a good man, Peter. I message him every day, what the man, the knowledge, the experience, the way he's taught, the way he taught me, people say to me, oh, your boxers are really good. You must be a great coach. I says, well, no. I'm a great listener and I have a great teacher.
Yeah.
How was my boxers? Of course we're going to do well. So it'll be good to hear Peter on the show tomorrow because he really is an interesting guy to listen to. He's one of, absolutely, it's good. Good just to listen to what he's got to say.
Absolutely. What do you think, in your opinion, as a pupil of Peter Fury, what do you think he's brought to the table for you as a trade? What's he taught you? What are the things he taught you? Tell me 3 key things he taught you without giving too much away.
Okay, first thing was, and I've got to say this, you know when you see people who do pads?
Yeah.
And they're like doing all the fancy Mayweather crap and all that.
Yeah.
What he always taught me is when you throw the shot, is knowing where you're going to be after throwing that shot. For example, you've done a jab, boom. Where are you after that jab? Are you in a position to throw another shot?
Yeah.
To hit and not to be hit.
Yeah. So it's a defensive responsibility.
Absolutely. And people think, when people are boxing and they're like, if you look at my head movement, it's like people are like forward and back. Whereas Peter always, you look carefully at Peter, it's tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah. Clock.
And exactly. And his foundation is. Sorry?
The windscreen wiper effect. Tick tock.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I've also known with Peter is everything has to be done 100%.
Yeah.
From your diet to your rest. Rest is the key to no stones unturned. You've got to make sure everything's done to perfection. And it's something that Peter's always said, and I used to like. Kill them with success and bury them with a smile. You see, that's what it is. And I really like that because everything that happened up to Tyson in Dusseldorf, Peter predicted. He told me how everything was going to be. Everything.
The one thing I've learned from Bashir, I'm talking about trainers now in relation. I had my pads up. He said to me, when you get people to throw the punch, when you throw the jab and the right hand. He said to me, everything should be straight down the middle. He says, but when people do pads, your left jab's going one way and your right hand's going the other way, so you're crossing over. He said to me, everything should be straight down the middle. I said, that makes sense, but I never did it. So he said to me, when you hold the pads up, make sure everything's going straight down the middle, because that's the way it's going. And I never thought about it, because so everybody have their pads up and put their hands like that. So, put their hands up in the air, they've got one hand out, one hand the other, away from one another. So it's very interesting to hear when you've got a great trainer in front of you, giving you that little bit of knowledge, just that little piece there, and there's so much more to the pie that they can tell you.
See, one other thing that Peter always did, and I always remember it, was to look at things not in the ring, but to look at it from out of the ring.
Right.
For example, he'll do the pads, and I remember this with Eddie Chambers.
Yes.
He would do the pads, and he'll say, right, Asgar, do me a favour, just hold the pads like this, and I want you to make Eddie do this. I'm looking at it from every single angle. When I tell you he was a perfectionist, and I remember he drilled into Eddie's head. He goes, right, Eddie, I want you to do this. Believe me, the way this guy's going to come, you just throw this combination and you will stop him. all the way to the point of the day of the fight. As they're walking in, he goes, "Don't forget, Eddie. This is what I want you to do." Bam! If you ever look at the fight, he did exactly what he told him, and he stopped the guy. I can't remember who it was against. It was the Brazilian boxer.
I remember Eddie training at the Peacock Gym, and that was for Tyson's rematch against Chisora. And it was this weird punch. It was like an overhand right. I saw Eddie throw it. Overhand right. Overhand.
That's the one.
And I'd watch Peter throw it with him throw it over and over again. That's interesting. Because not a punch that was Chambers' armory beforehand. So go ahead.
Because if you look how Peter told him, was flinch the front, flinch the lead hand, flinch over, bam, dip out and roll out.
Yeah.
And roll out to an angle where you're at the side of them, where you could hit them and they can't hit you. Do you see my point? He always taught you, even with pads, is to put yourself in a position where they can't hit you and you could hit them.
Yeah. And so that's called robbing from the bank.
Absolutely. Now, if you look at Klitschko versus Tyson Fury, when Klitschko said in the press conference after, "I just couldn't hit this guy." You see my point?
Yeah.
It was the master plan of Peter. The man's a genius, to be fair.
Absolutely. Now, what would life be like if Tyson were to leave Peter and go elsewhere, in your opinion?
It's like saying, what would Barcelona be like without Lionel Messi? It'd be strange. It'd be very strange, but you just don't know. Now, one thing you do know is you've got the best trainer in the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You've got the best boxer in the world.
I question. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
I question when a trainer is one that makes you vomit. There's a type of trainer that makes you vomit, the type of trainer that makes you spit your heart and guts out, a trainer that really ensures that you don't cut corners. So when you've had 2 years out of the ring and you decide to come back into boxing, you don't want to have any of that. I wonder whether that fight is going to cut corners on his comeback. I wonder. And not go to Peter Fury. Your thoughts?
I wouldn't have any thoughts. I really genuinely wouldn't. I couldn't see it. And if it was to happen, it would be for a reason. It would be for the best. I just couldn't comment on it. I really couldn't. Again, it's this whole situation of you've got Barcelona with Lionel Messi, the best with the best.
Okay. Well, Barcelona under the new West Ham manager. What's his name? Used to be Everton's manager, and went to Man United. What's his name? David. I can see now. The Everton manager. Went to Man United. Moyes, that's it. Moyes.
Yeah.
Everton went to Man United.
Yeah.
Messed up Man United. Now he's at West Ham. But can you imagine Moyes getting a job at Barcelona?
You just don't know. Everybody deserves. I know what you're saying. I know where you're getting at. But everyone deserves a chance. To be fair, you just don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. But there's something that just David Price, when he made his comeback, he left Tommy Brooks. He went to Dave Colwell. I could have told you that was going to be a disaster the moment the two linked up. I called it. I said, David Price did a couple of knockover jobs, and then he'll get rushed into a big fight, and it'll all fall apart, and that relationship won't continue. What happened?
Just that.
Because you just know. I mean, the guy that's training him now, no disrespect to him, but where's his background in training anybody? More to the point, when I did see him with Billy Joe Saunders, I wasn't that impressed.
Seeing who was Billy Joe Saunders?
Yeah, he was training Billy Joe Saunders when Billy Joe Saunders fought Wolverine at the Leisure Centre. Remember that fight?
Yeah.
That fight. Where that was the fight where Billy Joe Saunders was struggling to get down to weight. He was 15 stone before the fight. And he boiled down to weight and he had his trainer in. The day after he sacked Tibbs, he got a new trainer in. That was the trainer that Tyson's working with now.
Yeah, I've met Ben. A very, very nice guy.
I'm not disputing him being a nice guy. I'm just asking, as many would ask the question, is he up to task to train Tyson Fury full time against the likes of Joshua and the likes of Wilder and the likes of Parker, all these guys who are top quality fighters? Is he the man to take Tyson to that next level if Peter's not in the equation in the future?
I couldn't. You know, for me, Peter's all that we knew. Peter was a genius,
But that's what I'm saying.
and yeah, um, and with Ben, Tyson's not silly. Tyson knows. Tyson has got him there for a reason. For whatever reason, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Today was the first I heard about it, to be fair, and it's just a bit of a shock, to be fair. I really genuinely do not know or cannot. But one thing I do know is, for me, Peter Fury will always be the best. He's a genius. The man is a genius. Um, I met Ben the other day. What day was it? Wednesday, I think. And such a great guy. I met him and Tyson, and the chemistry that they've got at the moment, they just, for whatever has happened, it's fueled his desire. Tyson just looks like he wants it so bad, and he's all fired up again.
Is that the
So
kind of I don't know. I don't know Ben, so there's no disrespect to him. But is he the kind of guy that's going to allow Tyson to dominate him, like how Klitschko had a relationship with Banks? Is it going to be one of them kind of relationships, or is it going to be and rather than a Klitschko Bashir relationship where Bashir would have run the camp? Is that the sort of camp we're going to be looking at?
no, well, what I saw was Ben was on the ball in terms of the foods, the drinks, and what he needed. You know, everything. Ben just keeps himself away from everything. He doesn't get involved in Tyson's business. When what I saw, you know, Ben was just a great guy, just
Right.
a happy-going, chilled out guy. He was just a great guy.
Well, of
He was
course,
just
yeah, of course, that's all nice and well and good, but people people feel okay. I'll speak as a fan rather than as an actual. Now, people as a fans, on behalf of the fans, they're going to want to know if this guy's up to task, particularly passionate Tyson Fury fans or Fury fans. They want to know if this guy's up to task. Who the hell is this guy coming in doing the job that Peter should be doing? That's the question they're going to want to ask, and whether he's up to task. That's what
see
people want to know.
nobody see nobody really knows what's what until you hear it from Peter's mouth or Tyson's mouth. You know, you don't know what is he training him for whatever reason or whatever. Nobody really knows, and I don't really know. One thing I do know is I've got a lot of time for all of them. They've been really, really good, and you can only wish them all the best. You get me?
Of course, we want it to wish him all the best, but we don't want an I told you so situation. I mean, you're leaving a top trainer to the unknown because there's nothing you're going to. You don't know what you're going to. He could be another top trainer. He could be a great trainer. He could be the missing puzzle. But the guy that Tyson was training with beforehand, before Huey got Peter got involved, the Canadian. Remember the Canadian who was training him before?
I don't.
Tyson, there was a Canadian that was training Tyson beforehand.
I really don't know.
Yeah, there was a Canadian that was training Tyson beforehand. Canadian fighter trainer, black guy who was training Tyson. That was around the Nevin Pychek days.
I
And
have
then
no idea.
Peter took over after that point.
Believe me, Ingram, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know what's going off. All I know is, you know, these are people I speak to. I can message, I can call, and my priority is that they're all happy with me. Just everybody's happy and blessed. And in terms of the boxing side, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know what's going to be happening tomorrow. I genuinely don't know until today what had been going on. But one thing I do know is, look, the family. And family comes before everything. Remember this. They will drop everything, everything to help each other. Remember that. So whatever's going on, it's their own issues, it's their own personal issues. But one thing I can tell you is family comes before everything. That I can tell you.
That's very true. That's very true. But you know, we obviously people are going to be concerned. I don't think Peter's going to want to talk about Tyson, to be honest. I really don't think it's going to be something he'll talk about. That's personal.
And
And I'm not going to ask him that either.
exactly, and I think they should be left alone because it's obviously a personal issue.
Yeah.
You know, all I want to make sure is that they're all okay. As long
Yeah,
as
yeah.
they're all okay, that's all you can ask for.
Absolutely.
One thing I do know is Tyson was in great form. I was so glad I was there to see him in Wolverhampton, to see how happy the fans, they loved him. Tyson loved it. And the way you could see the chemistry, the buzz in his eyes, it was
See,
great.
people who are Tyson Fury fans are saying, well, you know, Ben looks the type of guy that could get pushed around by Tyson, and
Not a chance.
that's glad to hear that. And Tyson in Canada having fun. Is there any possibility that Tyson could slip back into old ways, having fun out in Canada?
Tyson's his own man, and he knows the mistakes he's made. Believe me, he's a clued up guy. They're very smart people. People fail to understand just how smart the Furies are. They're seriously smart. Everything for a reason. And my point.
Hold on. There's everything for a reason. There's George Groves, right? There was everything for a reason. Then he went on and got knocked out by Carl Froch. Okay.
Because, hey, listen, one thing I could tell you about Tyson, he will not rush into fights because people want him to. He will not. He's a very, very smart man. Remember,
I hope so.
He is the Ring Belt Magazine champion.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth more than all them alphabet belts put together.
You know I said that. You know
Absolutely.
I said that.
You definitely said that. You said to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said to me when I first met you, you should vacate all the belts and just keep one. You know, set the standards now. That's what you said.
Okay. So
and hold on. And he did vacate all the belts. Remember, he vacated the belts before everything was announced. Remember that. People forget to mention that.
Yeah, but he saw the tide coming. Probably that's like me getting smart when I see the tide coming in, and I know if I stay in this spot now, the water's going to run me over.
No. He felt let down by the media. He had nothing to do with. He was unaware of what was going on. He walked away from. He was down a downer. He had enough of all this crap. He vacated the belt. Then the news came out. This is fact.
I didn't know that bit. That bit I didn't know. So that's new revelation to me. Now I want to spill that to that point in a minute. I remember talking to Tyson when I got a hold of him, and it was when at the Lenny. That's when I saw you
in London.
The second time in London.
Yeah.
And I said to Tyson, I said, "What's the score of the IBF belt?" He said to me on the channel, he said, "You know what? I want to know where my over the $500,000's gone in paying sanctioning fees to the IBF." And he said he never got his belt.
Sad. But you know what it is? That's all yesterday, Ingram. You know what's happened yesterday? Let's just listen. Whatever's happening from today onwards, you can only wish everybody the best, yeah?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's just a shock. It's just a shock in what's going off. But I know, as long as I know that they know that I'm always there for them, and then they know no matter what, in Derby, there's a guy there that's always there for them. That's all I'm interested in.
That's fair enough. But you know, I'm always going to tickle you about the Furies.
Oh, absolutely, because you know, I am passionate about him. I do wish them all the success. I class Peter Fury as a very close friend. I class Tyson as a very close friend. I class all of them as close friends. You know, the good people. They're the top people, and they've never been given a fair. You know, they've never been treated fairly. And whether we like it or not, or people like it or not, boxing does need people like Tyson Fury because he is a character. He brings the excitement. And the beauty of it, he can box. He can back it all with his boxing.
The final thought is people are now saying that Ben will, as a lot of people have believed, Ben will just get him into great shape and then Pete will take over from there.
Who knows? Possibly.
But after that trainers put all that time and work into you to get you to that shape and then just let you go, I'd be heartbroken if that happened to me, unless that's the arrangement from the start.
Unless I generally have no idea. I generally have no idea. One thing I can say is when I spoke to Ben, he's a very, very likable guy. He was just the chemistry it was just funny watching him with Tyson. It was really funny. It was good to see, all the depression and all the sadness was out the window. All the negativity was out the window. They were just two guys just having a laugh. But when it comes to discipline and eating, the diet, the training times, it was great just to watch. It was actually great. Me sitting there looking, wow, this is good.
Well, in that case, then, if you've seen, it's unfair, but if you've seen snippets of that, and then you've seen around him training camp with Peter, what's the difference?
No, I've not seen the training side of it.
Right.
In terms, but I'm on about when we was eating and he made sure he had the right, that side of it.
I got that. Okay, right.
And when you're talking training, there is nobody better than Peter. The man's a genius. Everything for a reason with Peter. He explains everything, why you're doing it, what you're doing it for. He's brilliant.
Very interesting. Asgar, is there anything else you'd like to say before we close off?
Yeah, I think Billy Joe's going to show us a masterclass tomorrow.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so.
A very, very tough fight. Make no mistake. And this is where it's all going to fit into place. This is why you've seen him go to the Ingles, because they are the masters of the hit and move. You see where I'm coming from? Hit and not get hit. And I think this is where we're going to see the best of Billy Joe. And obviously, it's not going to be easy, but I think we're going to see the best of Billy Joe tomorrow.
If I've called it one of two ways. Billy Joe goes out and puts a masterclass out there against Lemieux, or he gets flattened.
It'll take a lot to flatten Billy Joe. He'll probably get dropped, but he'll get back up and he'll finish the job.
Be interesting. Very interesting. I like Billy a lot. I've met him a number of occasions, and he's just that guy from down the road. He's such a nice guy. He gets a lot of flack, but he's such a nice guy.
He is. Another nice guy is Hughie Fury. He's another kid. He's such a lovely kid and so dedicated to his sport, his profession. I would love to see him fight Dillian Whyte or someone of caliber, because you can see they'll try and run from him. But I want him to be given another crack at the another go. I wanted to see him.
Manwar Shah.
Who? Sorry.
Manwar Shah, the WBA champion.
Oh, Huey will play with it.
He's got Fraser Quenda now, so.
Yeah, he has to defend that. I would like Tyson to have gone for that. I still wanted Jersey Paul to give him a rematch, but that ain't looking to happen.
No. As I talked to Higgins, and he said to me that that deal.
Well, it's interesting because now Pulev is WBA and WBO mandatory #1.
Okay.
So that's going to be interesting because Parker's got one, AJ's got the other. Will one vacate or will? It's interesting. It's interesting.
WBA #1 contender now is Povetkin.
Yeah. So yeah, WBA and WBO.
Wow.
So it's going to be interesting.
As one great man would say, exciting times ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Asgar, as always, thank you so much for talking to BWTM.
No worries. Thanks for having me on.
You take care, champ.
And you, sir. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.